Hi there, Thak from Thak Ironworks. Round 2, Eddie chest piece head. Here we go. Bring it on in. Okay, so here is Eddie as we finish him off in the last video. Now we're going to do a Pope hat, and as per usual, I've gone to Google and got some images. The Pope asleep. I think this is the winner here. I like this hat. Apparently, he wears a lot of different hats. I didn't know. So here's another one. Here's one on a mannequin. Anyway, so I went ahead and did a little templating, didn't think that was interesting enough to show you people on camera, and I came up with this. So then, when that flares out there, I think we've got the shape. I think so. Anyway, I did another piece for the other side, and then these two pieces wrap around on each other, and they will make the hat. There you go. How exciting. Let's transfer that to copper and begin. I've got a chunk of scrap copper here, and I'm just going to do two of these guys. I'll go cut those out. Okay, so I'm back here. I'm going to do some raised edges, maybe roll this top edge here just for some shape. So I'm just going to do a line that is in about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. While I'm at it, I will do a center line because I think I'm going to do a upright. I'm not going to do a cross on it, but I'm going to do this upside down T shape. And then a line about 1/4 inch up. Okay, to the stake. So I'm just going to start over the stake here, bringing this down. This piece of copper has been annealed, by the way, so heated up and relaxed, so it is nice and soft. So now I'm just coming in and pushing this, trying to roll it over, but at the same time pushing it down so that there is a very small amount being rolled over. I don't want to have a giant roll on this thing, so I'm just trying to keep this down to like less than 1/8 of an inch here. Not sure if it's visible on the camera that you're seeing this, or even that I'm articulating it in such a way that you understand what I'm trying to accomplish, but let's just see if I can pull it off and then I will show you. I can also come in with pliers and just kind of grab it to sharpen up that edge, as I'm having difficulty with it rolling the way I want it to. So something like that. I've just got a very tight little roll there. All right, so got the edges rolled there. Now I'm going to raise up my bands. Right. Center line, let's start with that one. So now I'm just hammering. I've got the roll underneath there, and I'm just hammering beside that to raise up that outside edge. Now I'm going to put hammer texture over the surface. Okay, so there we have it. I'm just leaving the whole thing super crude. You could spend like an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours on this and make it really refined like a piece of jewelry, but I think to go with the rest of the feel of the forged piece, I want to keep it pretty rudimentary, pretty rustic and crude. So that will do. Now I'm just going to start shaping that. Okay, something like that. Now I just got to do the whole thing over again, do the other side, and then we'll start piecing them together and fitting them onto Eddie's head. Welcome back. Okay, I got my two pieces. I've just nipped the corners off in this one, and it's gonna fit together like that. So I'm working on the fitting. Then I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna fasten this thing on. And I think rather than actually weld or braze these two pieces together, what I'm gonna do is just do mechanical fasteners. And then I got looking at Eddie here and his little lobotomy closure. I think after Peace of Mind, since that time, they've always had that little thing on there. The idea being it had the top of his skull cut off and they just bolted it back together. So anyway, in anticipation of that, I have decided that I'm going to put a piece that is going to have a rivet and a rivet to connect it to his forehead and then to the hat there. So in anticipation of that, I have cut a strip of 18 gauge, about as thin as I could make it. It's still scale wise a little too wide for what it should be, but I think it will work. And now what I'm going to do is drill an 1/8 inch hole through both of these there, rivet this together, and I will shape this then and get it ready to put onto the forehead. Okay, so I've drilled my 2 holes here. Now what I'm going to do is just go over to the grinder and shape the top curve in there. I'm going to leave it long, gives me something to hang on to until I get it off attached to the hat. Okay, so I'm just going to nip off this rivet here with my very dull snip. And now position it in there. I'm just sticking a little bit of shaft through there, and I'm just going to peen it over because I don't want to have a very large head on here. Well, why don't I just shut up and do it and you'll see what I mean. So I'm just using the ball peen to kind of skate it off the surface here. I'm just going to snip off the excess. Okay, I'm going to ground that and I'll be right back. Okay, so that will just go into there. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that little tat. Yep, and there it is. All right, so snapped off the drill bit, and I snapped it off so low that I can't even pull it out. So my thought was maybe I could peen over the drill bit, which is pretty brittle and almost impossible to do, but it's not even long enough. So it's like I can't get this thing out. I can't really grind it. It's right in the spot where I need that to be. So my course of action, I have decided to ask our good friend Fish if he could get the TIG welder up and running and see if he can surgically come in and put a little blob there and try to make the screw head with that. So we're going to attempt that. Then I'm going to have to drill out the other, drill through the side, and this time not snap off the drill bit and get a rivet all the way through. So let's see how that goes. All right, sometimes you get lucky. So Fish's little tack on there looks good. I don't think it's overly strong because there wasn't a whole lot to tie into. So now I'm going to carefully slip the other piece in, and then I'm going to drill a hole all the way through the side, at least that's the theory, and pin the 3 pieces together. Okay, I've managed to drill a hole all the way through here. Not exactly where I wanted where it came out, but I've got a pin through and I've just peened a little over there. I'm going to snip off and start peening over the other side. This is precarious stuff at best. Okay, it's on. All right, I'm gonna have to do some final tweaking on that, and then I'm gonna have to tack this in. I might end up actually brazing this in here. I've got a little too much movement there for my liking. Or I'll put another pin there. We'll figure that out. Anyway, you get the idea. Now, I think we'll move on and just put this onto a base and make this into an actual chest figure. So I'm gonna cut out a piece of steel and go over to the forge and start forging it out. So for the base on these, I've decided I want to put something that is fairly heavy that will have a nice counterweight to these big clunky pieces. So I've cut a piece of 3/4 by 2 into a 2-inch square. Now I'm going to heat the whole thing up and chamfer the edges, forge some chamfers in there just to give it a little bit of texture and interest. And there we have it. Actually, this is a couple days later and we had some technical difficulties and a glitch. And now we're refilming this. But anyway, here is the end of Eddie. He's got his little poke hat on. He has done the first figure in our chest set is done. We have a long way to go. So many more pieces to do. We've already got a couple of you guys out there are submitting some pawns, and we're quite excited waiting for them to actually come into the shop. Should mention, there is now a page on our website that Eric has set up about the chess set, and if you're interested in contributing a pawn, you can get on the website and check out all the stats and information there. So stay posted for the next videos, a lot more to come, a lot more chess pieces, so back out. See ya!